Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13, episode 13. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, so it's Saturday morning. I'm just now watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But before we get into that, I just have to say, finding out that Kathy Hilton and her husband enjoy stopping by the Cheesecake Factory of all places once a week cracks me up. She says, where else can you get meatloaf? Okay, it turns out that Kathy Hilton loves a good meatloaf and her husband loves the chicken Alfredo. She says that she likes to go to the Cheesecake Factory because it's full of people. She says normally when they go to the restaurants that they normally go to, it's usually boring and quiet and it's not a lot of people there. But when they go to the Cheesecake Factory, there's a lot of hustle and bustle and there's a ton of people there and a whole lot of options. And I'm here to tell you, honey, as a person who goes to the Cheesecake Factory, they do have a ton of options. Their menu to me looks like a book. So listen, also out there in the Housewives news a little bit, we find out that Tamra and Teddy's husbands have started their own podcast called The Eds. Now, I would like to say, who the hell asked for that? I am never, and I do mean never, I am never interested in Tamra's Eddie. I can't stand the man. I don't even like Tamra. And I don't give two shits about Teddy's husband. Who asked for a podcast by these two dudes? Who cares? What do they have to say that we are interested in is what I want to know. Peeps, please get down in the comments. Tell me, did you guys ask for this? Or were you waiting on it? I mean, out of all the housewives' husbands who would start a podcast, these two, they not it. No. Listen, okay, let's talk a little bit about this Salt Lake City. You know, their season is over, but they're on a high right now. You know, everybody's talking about the Salt Lake City Housewives. You know, this season, they gave us a little something. All the ladies clocked in this season, and it was very interesting to see. Now, you know, everybody knows that Dorinda has her own podcast because she makes it nice. Anyway, Dorinda says that she calls bullshit on Heather and this black eye story. She said that if you watch that season that Heather got that black eye, you could see on the very first night there, Heather was already showing signs of bruising around her eye. And then, as you can see, it looks like she was bruising and trying to cover it a little bit with a little bit of makeup. Dorinda says, hell no, she does not believe that she got that black eye the way she is saying it. She thinks that Heather was just trying to make up something to go along with this whole storyline regarding Monica. Now, the fans are mad as hell. The fans are mad as hell. They said if Monica is fired, Heather should be fired too, perpetrating all these lies this whole time. And I agree. I think that Heather should absolutely be fired. However, I will say that when she was on Watch What Happens Live this week, she looked amazing. I don't know what she did. I don't know if she had something done down at the beauty lab and laser. I don't know what it was, but I do know that she looks amazing. Heather was looking really cute. I'm sorry, the rest of these girls sitting around Team Heather, you know, we have grace for Heather. Bullshit. Every last one of you could have lost your jobs. As Carlos King says, who is, you know, a producer who used to work for the Atlanta Housewives, but now he does his own producing thing, has his own production company. He says that Heather is a dangerous person, that you would put all those people at risk and then have the rest of these girls sit and stand behind you is kind of ridiculous. And not only that, he says that the production crew make minimum wage. You put these people at risk. He says these people leave their families to come and do this job for minimum wage. And for you to almost get these people in trouble, damage their reputation, and cause for an investigation, she should be fired. I am team 100% behind that. She should be fired. So let's just get into this episode. So the episode starts off with Garcelle, and she's talking about she can't believe that she's paying to have glam because she thinks it's too expensive. And her assistant says it is expensive, but you are who you are. Look, Garcelle says that she's got to put in the work to keep up with these ladies. And you know what? I think that Garcelle has done beautifully for herself. And if you've gone all this time without paying for glam, well, why start now? You know, we've seen Garcelle on other trips with the ladies, and she does her own makeup, and she seems to be fine. Kyle seems to be fine. I understand her wanting to have the glam because the other ladies do and things like that, but I don't think she absolutely has to. She seems to do very well with doing her own makeup. Somebody like myself, I'm not that into makeup, so it wouldn't bother me any at all. But if I was really into makeup and I couldn't do it as beautifully as Garcelle does her own, then maybe I would hire a glam team. Or I would just ask one of the other ladies, you know, if you're going to have glam, is it possible that we can go in half on it? You know, can we meet up with the team and they, you know, express to us how much it'll cost to do both of us? And, you know, let's split it down the middle. I don't know. Is that rude? Is that not proper etiquette? I don't know. Those are rich people problems. Anyway, we do get a chance to see Jagger. You know, Dorit, I don't like her much, but I love her children. Her kids are so cute. Jagger gave PK a little advice. He said, listen, if you're in bed and you can't wake up, just go back to sleep. And if you can't go back to sleep, just close your eyes. Thank you, Jagger. I appreciate it. I tell you one thing, Dorita's a mess, but her kids are cute. Now, Sutton getting ridden around on her suitcase. Listen, I wish. Okay, my big butt is not going to do anything but put a little dent in my suitcase. No, ma'am. I thought that was hilarious. And we find out that, you know, Sutton doesn't like plastic hangers. I said, well, shit.
No wire hangers!
If Joan Crawford didn't want wire hangers, you don't have to have plastic. I'm just saying. We find out that Sutton has a true friend that she loves very much, who is this amazing choreographer. He is someone big in the business, but he has passed away and she keeps him in a Ziploc bag. And I thought, that cannot be all of that man's ashes. You know, I've never actually seen somebody's ashes, you know, like a full person's ashes. But I'm assuming that she shared his ashes with others because it was a baby Ziploc. You know, it wasn't, you know, a quart size or a sandwich size. You know, get that man out that Ziploc. Anyway, she says that she wants to release his ashes there in Spain. And I think it's beautiful. And I'm sure that she will do it in a very beautiful way. Now, when Anne-Marie shows up to the airport, she's got about 5 or 6 suitcases. And, you know, I've always commented on why the hell do they bring so much? Most times they're not even going to be gone a week. And they have all these suitcases. Well, Crystal says, oh, gosh, that's a lot of luggage. And Erica says, don't judge. And I said, oh, damn, Erica's right. I'm judging. I really am. But to me, less is more. You know, I don't understand bringing 6 suitcases. What is happening? You know, maybe because they wear a lot of shoes, I could see them bringing 2 suitcases, you know, one for clothes and the other one for shoes. But, you know, 6, it's a bit much for me. But, you know, I digress. We're going to move on. So when they get on the plane, we find out that Dorit is wearing a pair of $1,217 Chanel pajamas. And Crystal, you know, the woman who is married to the director of The Lion King, the woman who is co-owner of one of America's most successful coconut water brands, is wearing clearance pajamas for $7.99. I said, that's my person, okay? I am her. I am just as comfortable in these $7.99 pajamas as you are in your $1,217 pajamas. Now listen. We hear that PK and Dorit have all kinds of financial problems. And then I seen in the previews for next week that she was over there spending hella money buying fans for $350 a piece or $325 a piece or whatever. And ma'am, I think you should really stop doing this. Stop buying stuff, because I always think the feds are watching, and the IRS. I think I would rather have the feds watching than the IRS. Them people don't fool around. Dorit, be careful. Now, honey, listen, Spain is beautiful, but I have always thought that. I have watched all sorts of travel videos about Spain. I also watch a few Spanish television programs And listen, the place is gorgeous. It really is. And it is on my list. I think it's like second on my list of places that I really need to get to in my life. I swear I was born to be an explorer. Well, not really an explorer. I was born to be someone who vacations. Okay. And I'm sure that there's a word for it. The only thing is if I'm not rich, I want to get paid for it. You know, I wish somebody would contact me from the Travel Channel. I really do. Damn it, I'm gonna buy me a lottery ticket. It's Saturday. I'm saying, listen, peeps, if I ever win the lottery, this channel is going to be changed to a travel channel, and all you're going to see is me being fabulous and probably drunk on vacation. I'm just saying it has to be interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be at least one fall in the bushes. I'm just saying. Whoops!
Hello. Oh my God, Lynette, are you okay? You fell in the bushes?
Anyway, moving on. So on their Sprinter van on the way to this place, Sutton comes up with this game called All of a Sudden. And everybody thinks it's hilarious that she just happens to come up with the name of the game, which is her name. And you know, I thought it was funny. If I could come up with a game that had my name in it, I would. As a matter of fact, no, I can't come up with one. But still, okay, I would just tell them, like Crystal said, the game is all about me. So we're going to just call it me, you know. So it turns out that Erica knows all about Sutton. And I said, well, Erica's a very calculated person. And you know, Erica likes to hoard information so that she could use it in her arsenal later. Does Erica know this information because she's interested in Sutton, or does she know this information because she wants to store it for later? I'm just saying, I thought it was cute. And then Kyle said that Sutton's first job was a stripper, and Garcelle said, no, that was Erica. That is true. We seen that. Erica took us to her old stomping grounds when they were in New York, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that place. I thought it was something with an S. I can't remember, but Erica has a good sense of humor. She said she was a stripper then, she still is, or something like that, paraphrasing. I appreciate Erica still having her good sense of humor. I tell you, I love the fact that Erica, Garcelle, and Sutton are getting along this season. I really do. Now, Sutton being upset that Garcelle didn't win, I think that Garcelle knew the answers to those questions. I just think that maybe Garcelle didn't want to win because, you know, give the other girls a chance. Garcelle and me are not the same that way. Last March, when my best girlfriend got married and we had her bridal shower, there was a game all about her. And, you know, I won. I wanted to win. I mean, shoot, she's my best friend. I'm just saying. I'm so childish. Anyway, moving on. Now, listen, when they get to this Airbnb, I said to myself, you know, this place is beautiful. It really is. And then I said to myself, well, how old is this place? Because, peeps, now listen, you guys already know I got problems. You know, I've got quirks, okay? I'm scared of everything. You know, if you have watched any of my paranormal videos, you can see that I haven't done one in a very long time because I scared myself so much. You know, I'm scared of everything. Squirrels, big cats. And when I say big cats, I mean big house cats, you know, pets. I'm scared of big dogs. I'm scared of a lot of stuff. Okay. And ghost is one of them. And I have this thing where if if the place is built before, you know, the 70s, maybe even the 60s, I can't stay there. And, you know, recently on my last family's girls trip, because we have annual girls trips, my aunt rented us an Airbnb that was built in 1927. It was a nightmare for me. I mean, I'm just not here for it. When a woman tells them that this house that Sutton has rented is 700 years old, I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Somebody please get the Sprinter van guy back here. An Uber, a Lyft, a taxi, I'll walk. Get me to the nearest hotel. Quick. Me and my one suitcase and my purse. Because I can't. You know what I mean? Remember when the Real Housewives of New York went to Salem and I told you then, I don't fool around. I do not fool around. No, ma'am. I realize that this is an irrational fear and I need to get some help. But listen, I'm not getting any help yet. And my whole family knows it. She is a complete complete wreck. And at some point, I'm going to make a video about my girls trip and about this house and a situation that happened there. And I was freaked out and it was a mess. I am a mess. Erica says that house is old enough. Jesus probably stayed there. Now, you know that's not true. But Jesus is older than that. But I'm just saying. Anyway, Erica says that she knew that house was haunted because she can smell, spirits or something. I said, well, shit. I believe her. Because I used to have this boss that I worked with, and she used to, the woman was like the ghost whisperer. We would be together sometimes, and she would have visits. And I'm like, what? Are they here now? No, ma'am. Like, please just ask them to go. Just ask them to go. And she couldn't just get them to leave because they had stuff to tell her or show her in her mind. And she would tell me about it. I don't want you to tell me about it. I'm just saying, I agree with Erica. Listen, I'm scared because I believe this stuff. Get me down to the Marriott, the Hilton, somewhere. I don't give a shit. Is there a Howard Johnson at this point? I've got to go. Anne-Marie and Garcelle says something that I agree with. I rarely agree with Anne-Marie, but she said this is like a horror movie, and you know how that goes. And Garcelle said, yes, take Anne-Marie first. Exactly. I would not put myself in that position because I'd be at the hotel down the street. And please do take Anne-Marie first. Then the host is going to tell them that they're friendly ghosts and that some of them are small, small people. And I said, well, ma'am, if the ghost's name is not Casper, I don't want no parts. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now, on most girls' trips, I'm going to tell you up front, I don't mind having to share a room. I really don't. But if I have the option to be by myself, I'd rather be alone. This is a girls' trip where, no, ma'am. If I am forced to stay in this house, I need a roommate or two. Because I need the chance that you will be attacked before they get to me, and I can hightail it the hell up out of here. I'm just saying, keep my room close to the exit. Erica makes this comment that she's on medication and she doesn't need ghosts or little people in her life right now. She's doing the best she can to stay stable. Now, I'm going to tell you here, I'm not on any medication. I might need to be on some medication. But anyway, I am not on any medication currently. However, if I start seeing ghosts and little people, I'm going to need to be medicated. I don't need this in my life either. All of a sudden, at the exact same time, Sutton, Dorit, Garcelle, and Erica's glam squad show the hell up. Dorit is in her room and someone on production scares the shit out of her. And I said, serves you right, damn it, serves you right. The next thing you know, her people tell her that her closet railing has fallen to the ground. All of her Chanel on the ground. I said, yep. Karma's a bitch, girl. The ghosts don't like you. Okay, the little people are playing in the closet and they done pulled down all your Chanel. I'm just saying, get yourself to a hotel, girl. Now, Kyle is in her room minding her business. She said, I don't have glam. I don't have people to unpack my luggage, which is, regular folks. I do that. I can relate. I unpack my own stuff, but, I only have the 1 or 2 suitcases. And, it takes me, less than 20 minutes. I don't understand these people. Anyway, she's in there minding her business. And then here comes Dorit being a complete jackass. She says, oh my God, this is pleather and rhinestones. It's dental floss. She's talking to Kyle, saying that pretty much her stuff looks like she's a hooker or whatever. She's out here in Spain looking for a new husband. I mean, these are comments that are made by somebody who claims to be this woman's friend. And I'm thinking that with all of this stuff that Dorit has been saying in these confessionals, that yesterday when they filmed that reunion, I bet that all those ladies had something to say to Dorit. Dorit got in those confessionals and she lit everybody the hell up this season. And a lot of her comments were absolutely deplorable. I mean, seriously, at the beginning of the season, I was Team Dorit. Those comments she was making about Erica were hilarious and factual. But everything after that, she's doing too damn much. She really is. And I agree with Kyle. Kyle said she's sorry that you think that her wardrobe looks like she's a hooker. I'm sorry I'm not serving widow with my outfits from 1950. Okay, Kyle. I'm team Kyle with that one. Did anybody notice that in this most recent confessional look of Dorit, she looks like she's lost a lot of weight? I mean, it's fine, you know, if she has, but I just wanted to see if it was just me. Does it look like she's lost weight? Is it stress? Is it financial stress? I don't know. Let me move on. So all the ladies get glammed up and they go outside because they're getting ready to have dinner. Kyle gets all of her stuff, you know, herself, and it takes her a little bit longer, but she gets down there. You know, she's about 25 minutes late, but she looked great. Her outfit was great. Her hair was great. Erica looked amazing. To me, Erica looked the best 100% from head to toe. I love the outfit. I love the hair. And the fact that she took the crown or the tiara that she won playing the All About Sudden game, I thought it was beautiful. She made it look like a hair accessory. It was gorgeous. And I thought Erica did a great job. Now, listen, Chef Storm. Okay, listen, I agree. The man was beautiful. He really was. But he looked a little on the young side for me. So I would have said absolutely not. No, ma'am. He looks like he might be maybe 6 years, maybe 7 years older than my son, which means he is not in my age bracket. Okay, I like to stay 5 years older than me, 5 years younger than me. I don't go out of that space. But if I was to meet somebody who was everything that I ever wanted, I'd go out of the space. I'm just saying, leave me alone. I'm allowed to change my mind from time to time. Women do that. Anyway, the ladies were really taken in by this guy. I mean, Garcelle and Erica said they would tag team that thing. But what really threw me was how Dorit was acting. She was like, oh. When he came in, she got all googly eyed. Then she was hair flipping and everything. And oh, she was lusting over this food. I mean, the food did look good, except for the gazpacho. I don't know why I don't like gazpacho. I think it's because it's cold. So I'm a warm food person. Anyway, unless it's ice cream. Anyway, she was almost having a full-on food orgasm at that table. It was ridiculous. I said, yeah, girl, he different from PK. That's all I'm saying. He different from PK. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, you know, the place is haunted and everything, right? And then Sutton brings out those ashes. And I said, well, shit. Okay. Is now the time to talk about them ashes? I mean, maybe don't even bring them ashes out until y'all get out of the house. You know, the rest of the girls were a little bit thrown aback that she loved this person so much and they're in a Ziploc. But, no, ma'am. All I could think about was that man's ghost and those kids, you know, dancing around the house. And I'm rude. And I'm sorry. And that was probably disrespectful. I didn't mean that. I am sorry. But I'm going to move on. So anyway, the girls were having a good time. Everybody looked really beautiful. And then here goes Anne-Marie out of no fucking where. You know, not anybody was having any issues. And then here comes this 8.5.
The first thing Crystal said to me about this group of women was that you ladies were not intelligent.
Damn.
Nobody was educated and you're very shallow.
Shallow and uneducated?
Shallow. Well, she knows I'm educated, so
That's ridiculous.
We're all educated.
we're all educated.
That's ridiculous.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. And by the way, child bride, while you were busy getting married at 12, the rest of us were building businesses, graduating college, doing things, you know, to educate ourselves.
Did you say that?
I would not say that to someone that I just met. I don't feel that way. That's false. I never said those things.
I would really like you to be honest, though, with what you said about the ladies, because that's
I didn't
really
say that.
All right, so they show this flashback of Anne-Marie calling Sutton lonely and insecure, saying that she wakes up and she's got her husband and her kids. Now, you know what? I have purposely not mentioned anything about Anne-Marie's husband. But there's all sorts of things online about Anne-Marie's husband. And I'm just going to leave that there. So, you know, are you really happy? You know, really, ma'am? I took it the way Garcelle took it. I think it's disgusting for you to say that. And you are trying to make it seem as if people who are not married are lonely and desperate. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not married and I'm not lonely or desperate. Would I like to have a husband? Absolutely. But it is not everything to me. And I don't spend my entire day, every day of my life, feeling lonely and depressed and worried about the day that my husband is going to come. So step the fuck off with that bullshit about being lonely and insecure. If anybody is insecure, it is you, Anne-Marie. That comment that she made about making Crystal relevant is absolutely ridiculous. You have spent your entire season talking about Sutton's esophagus and your job in the medical field. That, to me, projects insecurity. Not only that, I need to repeat, Crystal is not insecure. You did not make her relevant. The woman is married to the director of The Lion King. Not only is she married to the director of The Lion King, before she married him, Crystal had already earned 2 degrees from the University of California, one in biology and one in history. She's also the co-founder of one of the most successful coconut water brands. No, ma'am. She didn't need you to make her relevant. And she was on here before you got on here. Okay? Not only that, she's not the only person that you keep saying they're coming after you for clout. What clout? Majority of your cast members don't even know your name.
Anna Marie's saying that if you're single, you're lonely and desperate.
They keep calling you Anna Marie, and it's Anne Marie, I think. And also that fake ass apology that she gave Sutton and Garcelle. I'm with Garcelle on that. That was not a real apology. You were yelling at them. You were very condescending. And if I upset you, I apologize. You would have apologized your ass up out of this haunted 700-year-old house. There is no way that she would be on this trip from the jump. If I was Sutton, I would have never invited her. And if she would have thought that she was invited, she would have been disinvited. And she would not have had to think about it, because I would have been very clear. You are not invited. I mean, seriously, get the hell out of here. Now, what she is saying that Crystal said, I think Crystal might have said something like it. But I don't think she said it to Anne-Marie. And I think Anne-Marie put a little razzle-dazzle on that shit. You know, Anne-Marie keeps making these comments that Crystal is talking about her all the time. Anne-Marie, Crystal is only defending Sutton. And she's not talking about you nearly as much as you're talking about Sutton. Or now as much as you're talking about Crystal. And that comment, don't take my kindness for weakness. And then Crystal says, when have you been kind? I would love to know, when have we seen you be kind? And for her to even try to get the rest of these girls on her side and to hate Crystal, I think that it failed in so many ways. Of course, some of the girls are going to think that Crystal said these comments, and I think that Crystal said something like it. You know, I didn't really love that production put in all of those times that Crystal made those comments, because it's kind of out of context. There was reasons behind why she said that. And it just seems that maybe somebody has given Anne-Marie or Anna Marie information regarding Crystal, maybe one of those 14 friends. But I know Crystal would not share this information with Anne-Marie on the first day she met her. I mean, even one of Anne-Marie's ex-coworkers came out about her. She says, I don't watch it anymore, but I keep seeing stories about Anne-Marie. I worked with her in ICU before she went to CRNA school, and she was awful then. Only person I've ever written a negative peer review for. She stayed on personal phone calls while I tried to get a report from her on a critical ill patient. She also wouldn't help us in repositioning patients, blaming her back, but she was very athletic and lifts weights. It's such a shame that she's trying to represent nurse estheticianist. I still think that I pronounce that wrong every time. I did see on the after show that Kyle said that at her friend's celebration of life, she had no clue that Anne-Marie was talking about Sutton's esophagus. And if that had turned into an argument, she said that she would have lost it. And she would have had every right to lose it too. And Anne-Marie talking about she doesn't lie. Excuse me, ma'am. We have seen you on camera telling lies. Did anybody notice that when Sutton went in the room the next day to talk to Crystal, she stopped at the door and asked permission to come in? I said, oh shit, Sutton has learned her lesson. You don't walk in on Crystal, even though Crystal was right there by the door, so it was all good. Anyway, Dorit. Dorit proves yet again why people are sick of her microaggressions, her ignorance, and why people are saying Dorit is racist. She proves herself once again to get on national TV and call the only Asian cast member a child bride is absolutely disgusting. It's yet another microaggression to go along with all of the microaggressions that we have been seeing season after season after season. People were on social media dragging Garcelle regarding her calling Dorit out for the bullshit. Is it still okay for her to treat Garcelle like this? Or are we offended now that she has done this to Crystal? Because I was offended both ways. And I think right now that Dorit is in her Karen phase. I mean, we even have media getting involved, like mainstream media. There was an article, and the title of the article was Dorit Kemsley under fire for calling Crystal Minkoff a child bride. Okay, it's just another example of how she is problematic. The article says, Dorit Kemsley in her confession says, you're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. By the way, child bride, while you were busy getting married at 12, the rest of us were building businesses, graduating college, doing things, to educate ourselves. So the article went on to say, before we go much further, it should be noted that Minkoff earned degrees in biology and history from the University of California, Irvine before marrying Disney director Rob Minkoff in 2007 when she was 24, not 12. Plus, she is also the co-founder of a successful coconut water brand, Real Cocoa, which I just talked about earlier. Then they said that, they went out on social media, X, and they seen all these comments, and I'm just going to post them there and you can read those. Dorit also had posted a picture from last week's episode on her own social media, and fans got on there and read her for filth. And I'm going to add that too. You can always slow the video down, push pause, and read those comments. One thing that we should note that Dorit is ridiculous because not only was Crystal 24 when she married Rob, Kyle married her first husband when she was 19. Erica got married at 20. Garcelle got married at 25. And Sutton got married at 29. Just because they didn't all get married at 38 like Dorit does not mean they were child brides. Now, Crystal went out online and she says, so many of you have asked me about the coconut water I co-founded with my brother and best friend 12 years ago. I welcome you to check out our page at Enjoy Real Cocoa and head over to our website. Now, when she said that, people tried to go over to Beverly Beach, whatever the name of that company is that Dorit says that she has, because she says that she's a fashion designer. It's beverlybeachbydorit.com, and that website does not exist. But you want to talk shit about Crystal. Okay, no ma'am. Crystal also went out on social media and she said, keys to a successful marriage: 1, set aside quality time together, express love and appreciation, manage conflicts constructively, buy, don't borrow diamond necklaces for your wife. Okay, her husband purchases, bitch. I'm just saying, stay the hell off this woman's neck, you nasty woman. Dorit and her husband are always in debt. You never see any articles or anything out about, Crystal and her husband having money problems. Now, Sutton went out on her social media. She posted a picture from Spain. It had all the girls. Crystal posted that same picture and cut Dorit's ass out. I don't blame her. And I mean, you got all upset because of that uneducated comment. But when you got in the comments to call her a child bride, you sound completely uneducated. You resorted this woman down to a mail order bride. That was disgusting. That's why Garcelle said that she's not going to try to educate Dorit, that she's done. Everybody got all upset. What? Garcelle is over it. And I'm pretty sure Crystal is too. And I'm positive that that has to have been brought up on the reunion. Now let's get to Erica and these damn earrings. Erica's still battling over these earrings. And I could have sworn that Ronald Richard, the attorney that has been dancing on Erica's neck, purchased those earrings in an auction and gave those earrings to his wife. He even posted pictures of his wife wearing those earrings. I guess Erica is trying to maybe get a check for $750,000. The fact that she wanted the rest of those girls to yell and scream and clap and be happy for her for getting the judge to throw this case back to a lower court is crazy. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to be Team Erica this season, but for real? You still look ridiculous right now. You still look like a person who has no conscience and is also no empathy. These victims don't have anywhere near as much as you have. Let go of the damn earrings. Show some compassion. Show some empathy. This is disgusting. I mean, because of the Salt Lake City situation, I looked up 1%ers in America, and it came back a little bit over $600,000. It says that if you make over I think it was like $670,000 a year, you're part of the American 1%. Erica makes that or more every season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You are in the 1%. These victims are not. Your husband was pampering you, letting you live the life of luxury on the back of these people's miseries and death and cancer and burns and all of this bullshit. Let go of these fucking earrings. That is so disgusting. Just when I was Team Erica, disgusting. Now listen, I seen a preview for next week's episode, and when Crystal was getting sick on that road trip, those roads remind me of the roads to my hometown. I'm from a small town, Deepwater, West Virginia, and it is like a holler. And so it's on one side is a mountain, on the other side it's the river. You know what I mean? And the road is real small, real, it's scary. And it also reminded me of the Amalfi Coast. I went to Italy, and honey, listen, I peeked a little because it's a view that is so beautiful. I did a little peeking, but I didn't open my eyes all the way because that's scary as hell. And I thought that maybe she was car sick, but it turns out that she was really stressed out. That woman's blood pressure was 177/108. A normal blood pressure is 120/80. And I said, oh shit. So they had to send her off to the hospital. And I'm wishing the best for Crystal. I think that was probably just stress induced. Who knows? Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.